All right, here we go. Well, thank you, everybody, for being here. Welcome to this presentation. And what I'm hoping for is this presentation will kind of wreck you, but in the best way possible, because I want to, introduce you to some concepts, to some things that, sometimes we just don't think about when we are either growing up or going through school or going through, the whole job process. And, we are the job free revolution, but it isn't because we're just a bunch of lazy people. It is because that we absolutely want to be free. And, we believe that, we can actually, work less and make more so that we have more time and more freedom to do the things that actually are calling to our heart. There are certain things that I fully believe that God has put in our heart to do. There are people, there are, communities, there are causes that we are meant to serve with our money and our time and our freedom. And the more time and freedom that we can create while we're creating the income that we need to do those things, the more that we can do. And so, that's what this presentation is going to be about. It's going to be about, creating income in a way that actually gives you true wealth. And I define wealth is having money and time and freedom all at the same time and creating them all simultaneously. And so I'm going to introduce you to some concepts that you may or may not have heard of. But what I'm hoping is that by the end of this presentation, you will be completely wrecked. And if you have a job and that you haven't been wanting to go to, you will start working a little bit harder to get out of that. Not because not because you're lazy or you don't want to work. I mean, I'm going to get into that in this presentation, but because there is more for you. And I'm going to make a really big promise here. I'm going to show you how to create a walk-away residual income in 12 months or less, working less than an hour a day for less than $10 a month. Now, the less than $10 a month part, I'm going to show you in the second half of this presentation, so you're going to have to hang on for that. But everything else I'm going to show you in this first half of this presentation, where you can take this wherever you want to take it and do with it whatever you want to do. And again, this is a really big, bold claim, but I'm going to show you exactly how we're doing it. I'm going to show you that it's already happening. I'm going to give you the exact steps to do exactly what I just said that you could do. And if you hang out for the second half of this presentation, which you're not obligated to do, I'm just going to give you everything that's so you can you step into something that is already done for you. Because as you'll see as you go through this presentation, over the course of the last 20 years, I've been in this industry for 20 years, been trying to and successfully building my own thing for 20 years now. And one of the things that I really find is that it's much, much easier when somebody gives you all of the pieces. And there are just a couple of things that you've got to do on a daily basis, have a little daily mode of operation that you can plug into that's simple, that anybody can do. If you can do that, on top of what I'm going to show you here, then it's much, much easier to have a successful business. And so I want you to, if you're not already a part of our community, I want you to sit back. I want you to relax. I want you to unfold the arms if they're folded. If somebody invited you to something you don't even know what you're looking at, just sit back, relax, put your wallet away, put your skepticism away, because there's nothing to buy at all in this presentation. And I'm actually going to show you how you can join our community or at least get a peek into the inside absolutely free. And so again, put the wallet away, sit back in your chair, relax, just have a good time. And know that over the next couple of minutes, I'm going to show you 7 principles, 7 little steps to a formula that I've been using to create money in a way that gives me true wealth. And wealth, again, is time, money, and freedom all at the same time. And one of the first things that you need before I even get into any of the steps is you are going to need to know what's your mission. What is your mission? Why are you doing it? Who do you want to serve? If you did have all the time and freedom and resources that you wanted to, what would you do with it? Why do you want it? Is there a community that you'd want to serve? It could be that you're just trying to get out of a job. It could be that you're trying to get out of bed. It could be that you are trying to spend more time with your children. When I first decided what my must was, I had been let go 3 weeks before Christmas. I had a little baby girl at home already. My son was on the way. My wife was pregnant already with my son. And so what I learned after I got let go, I'd been home for a little bit, a few weeks, a couple of months. And what I really realized is that all of the extra time I was getting to spend with my daughter and with my wife and just being together, I never ever wanted to leave that again. And so it became my mission, it became my why, it became my must to start building money to create income in a way that allowed me the freedom to be home with my family. And that was almost 20 years ago. And I'm happy to say that I never had to go back to the job, because part of that is because I had a really solid why. I had a mission, I had a why, I had a must. I must get free in order to spend this time with my family and do the things that I wanted to with my life. Now, over time, my mission has grown. My why has gotten bigger. It's gotten outside of me and my family. But it doesn't matter what your why, what your mission is right now. It just matters that you have one, right? You've got to have something that you are seeking, something that's driving you. If it could be something positive, like for me, it was just spending more time with my family. Sometimes you're running away from something, right? Like maybe it's a job you want to get away from, but try to think about what you're running towards, and that will help fuel you in a much more positive way than running away from this negative thing, but running towards that positive thing, and it will really help you as you go along here. And so what is our mission here? You came here, somebody invited you here, and you got invited to the job-free revolution. And what is this job-free thing? Are you just a bunch of lazy people who don't want to work? And no, that's absolutely not who we are. We believe, though, that you can make more while working less, and you should, because it frees you up to do all of the things that you want to do. It frees you up to be with the people that you love the most. It frees you up to be doing the things that you love the most. And it frees you up as your mission grows and as your vision grows and as your why grows. It frees you up to serve the people, communities, and causes that God puts into your heart at any moment. Because wouldn't it be cool that in any moment, if you wanted to go serve, somebody, if something happened in the world, or you wanted to go help somebody, you wanted to go serve a group of people, or you just got it into your heart that you wanted to help a specific group of people, wouldn't it be cool at any moment in time to say, you know what, I'm just going to pick up and I'm going to go do that. I've got the time, I've got the freedom, I've got the resources. I'm going to go do that no matter what it is. And I could be just spending more time with your family. And again, it could be as your mission grows, as your why grows, as your must grows. About my dog, they're barking. That's part of it. Listen, I'm working from home. This is proof that we're live. This isn't something that I recorded. This is real life. This is real business. But this is why I'm home, because I want to be home with my family. I want to be home with my barking dog. And again, almost 20 years ago, I decided that was my must. Barking dogs and all, I wanted to be home and be with my family. And that's our mission with the Job Free Revolution. We're not just a bunch of lazy people who don't want to work. We just believe that work should absolutely be meaningful. It should be purposeful. And it should produce income in a way that gives us and gives you more time, exponentially more time to spend with those that we love the most, doing the things that we love the most, and serving the people, communities, and causes that speak to our hearts. And I'm going to take a second here just to take a peek into the chat to make sure everything is going well. It looks like it is. I see somebody got startled by the dog. Sorry, Rob, that happens. I'll try to keep him a little bit more calm, but yeah, he is my little buddy, and so he just gets to do what he wants. And that's our mission. But now I want to get into those things that this first half of the presentation is going to be for those of you who just want a formula, who want some principles, who want a plan, who want to know what to look for to have a freedom business. Because again, it's one thing to have a business. It's another thing to have a business that gives you the freedom, the time, and the resources all together so that you can go out and do whatever it is that you want to do in the world. And the number one thing, I already touched on this a little bit, is that in today's day and age, you can plug into so many different business models, so many different businesses, so many different opportunities where everything pretty much is already done for you, or most of the hard, techie, time-consuming, expensive work is done for you, and you should do that as much as possible. This is what took me from broke and struggling and confused to actually succeeding in my business, because prior to me getting laid off that 3 weeks before Christmas, I had already been trying to do this for at least a couple of years, and I'd gotten my family into a situation. We were anywhere between $30,000 and $50,000 in debt at any moment. It was going back and forth, but we stayed between $30,000 and $50,000 in debt for a while, and I couldn't get this business thing figured out. I was trying offline stuff. I was trying online stuff. And I ran into a guy named Darren Gaudry. And Darren Gaudry, I really loved what he was doing from the standpoint of he was building freedom businesses. He was super, super successful, but he wasn't doing all of the stuff. He wasn't building all the products. He wasn't doing all of the websites. He wasn't doing all of the customer service. He wasn't handling all the merchant accounts. He was just doing a couple things a day and plugging into systems that had everything pretty much ready to go for him. And then he could just focus on one or two or three things a day that took him maybe a couple hours at most. And then he had the day to do it with what he wanted. And so I found that shortly. 2004, I got let go. 2005, I found Darren. And by the end of 2005, after being about $50,000 in debt, I had made my first $101,000 online because I had plugged into done for you systems that were all done for me. All I had to do is a couple of things every single day and let the system handle everything else. And so the number one thing that I really recommend is if you are getting started, if you haven't had success, I don't recommend, and you can follow any path that you want to. There's a million different ways to create wealth. If you want to keep it simple though, I don't always recommend doing your own products, developing all of your own coaching and trying to build all of your own websites and doing all of this stuff, because while you're doing that, you can't really be building and doing all of that at the same time. And so number one, that takes a really long time to get started. It could take you months or even a year or two to get all of that laid out. And by the time you get it laid out in today's day and age, you're probably going to be outdated anyway. And so it just makes more sense to plug into something that's already ready for you and just do a couple of things. And we can talk about what those couple of things are later on in this presentation. The next thing is right now income. There are all sorts of different ways to get paid, but if you are plugging into a business or an opportunity or an affiliate program or partnering with something and creating income that way, if you're not getting paid for weeks or months at a time, it's really hard to build a business at scale because you're always waiting for that next influx of income to really get going. You want to be in a situation where you can be getting paid in 7 days or less, if at all possible. That is the best case scenario. So number one, done for you systems. Number two, plug into something that can get you a check right away or within 7 days or less so that you can start investing that back into your business and actually be growing your business pretty much from the time that you start that business. Number three is, and I had forgotten about this type of income over the last few years. When I first got started in the industry, it was part of everything that I did. And as I started, I was actually stepping back from the industry. And the further I was stepping away, the more I stepped away from this exponential income. And I don't even know why I was doing it. It's just one of those things that sometimes when you've had some success, you forget about what gets you there. And so over the last 4 months, there's a couple of types of income that I'm going to talk about in these 7 things or these 7 principles or these 7 principles of a freedom-based business. One of those things is exponential income. And this is how you get paid whether you get out of bed or not, because exponential income is the type of income that grows in your absence. It doesn't matter if you're trading time for dollars. You can be not just creating income, but growing your income even while you're not there. And this is what took me, I was probably 4, 5, maybe even 6 years into full-time online business. But I'd been doing $10,000 a month for several years, and I couldn't really get past it. And I plugged into a business model that had what I call exponential income. It's getting paid on the efforts of yourself, but also getting paid on the efforts of others and the efforts of others and others down multiple levels of people and through hundreds, maybe even thousands of people. Exponential income that can continue to grow whether you're working or not, because you can have 10, you can have 20, you can have 30, you could have 100, you could have 500, you could have thousands of people always working their business. And when it contributes to your business too, that is what exponential income is. It allows you to walk away. And this took me actually from $0 to $60,000 in 60 days once, when I had lost everything. And I had some merchant problems. A merchant had taken pretty much all of the income that I had made over the previous year. Over $100,000 of my income, was holding it for 6 months. And this business model plugging into exponential income, where I got paid on my efforts and the efforts of those that I brought in and the efforts of those that they brought in, and down levels and levels and levels of people, that was able to exponentially expand my income and allow me to create income when I was working or not working. So that's exponential income. And the other thing about exponential income is that it exposes how the wealthy actually create money and how the poor really don't ever really create any money. Because I don't say poor in a negative really connotation, right? It's poor meaning that you aren't really creating wealth in a way that allows you to systematically grow and scale that income. It means you're just getting paid on your own time. You're clocking in and you're getting paid for as long as you're clocked in. As soon as you clock out, you're done getting paid. And so you're just paycheck to paycheck. Only the hours that you trade with your time are you getting paid. What wealthy people have figured out is how to create time and money simultaneously by leveraging teams, by leveraging employees, by leveraging assets. But assets are pretty tough they're expensive to accumulate. Employees means you've got to be running entire companies, which is hard. But teams is really where I'm going to want to focus over the rest of this presentation. You can build teams at any experience level. You can build teams for free. And it's super simple to build teams of people in a business that has everything already done for you, as we talked about, so that you can leverage that income, like I said, to be creating income, whether you're working or not. So I'm right now, for example, getting paid 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whether I choose to work or not. And I have over 2,100 people all over the world in every time zone creating income for me. And I'm going to show you at a later point in this presentation. If you hang out, you'll have to hang out to the second half, which again, you have no obligation to do, but I'm almost about to get paid on the efforts of at least 400,000 people. I'm going to talk about that later, but imagine getting paid on the efforts of 400,000 people. Right now, I'm already getting paid on the efforts of a couple thousand people, whether I get out of bed or not, because of this exponential income, meaning I'm getting paid on my efforts. I'm getting paid on the efforts of the team that I'm building. I'm getting paid on the efforts of the team that they're building. But I'm soon going to be getting paid on the efforts of many more. Now, it's an entirely different type of income that I'll talk about here in a minute. But of 400,000 people, I want you to imagine that for a second. The next thing you need is retention. And this is actually pretty tough. In any business where there's a residual income model or an exponential income model, retention is what really stops or stifles those businesses. It really makes it hard for people to grow because people are always cycling in and out. But there are a few things that if you have, retention becomes much, much easier. And I'm going to show you in the second half of this presentation, if you hang out, how we've got it a 96% retention rate, which is pretty crazy. But here's a couple of things that you need. The first thing that you need are products that people actually want. And again, we've got nearly 400,000 paid members inside of 6 months. And what I'm doing right now, for example, I talked about those 400,000 people and I'm getting paid on 2,000 people right now. But we've got products that people want, right? And that's why 400,000 people have come in over the last 6 months. And also why up to 7,000 people come in every single day, because we've got something that people want. And a good way to know if you've got something that people want is that they vote. And how do people vote in a way that's meaningful when you're growing a business? With their credit cards. If people aren't paying, you don't have something that they want. If you've got a bunch of free information out there and people are gobbling up the free information, but they never pay for anything, it's not something that really moves the needle for them. Maybe they want to know it or they want to learn about it or something like that, but they don't want to have it in a way where it's actually worthwhile for them to pull out their wallet, pull out their credit card, and actually pay for it. So that's the number one way to know if you've got a product that people want, they're actually paying for it. Are they already buying it? That's a good way to know if you've got something that can create retention for you. Are you providing a service, a tool, a product that people actually are already buying in mass in the marketplace? And then Can you make it easier? Can you make it faster? Can you make it less expensive? And can you do it at a higher quality than somebody else is doing? And again, when I say, can you make it, I don't necessarily mean, can you physically make it, right? Can you plug into a business, an opportunity, a product that you can offer that makes it easier, faster, less expensive, or higher quality for somebody that's already buying that product? That will help you with retention. And again, if you hang on for a few minutes, I'm going to show you how an entire community of us are, as a community of hundreds of thousands of people, have a 96% retention rate, because we have something that lots of people want, and we're making it way, way better. It thinks that they're already buying. Number 5, you need leverage. Obviously, if you want freedom, you've got to take advantage of leverage. And this it summarizes all the stuff we've really been talking about. If you want to create more while working less, and again, it's not because we're lazy, it's because we want to actually do more with the time and freedom and resources that we're creating. We want to be with the people we love the most. We want to do the things we love the most. And we want to serve the people, communities, and causes that God puts into our heart at any moment, right? And you can't do that if you're always trading time for dollars. So to be able to create more while working less, there have to be systems in place already. There has to be training in place already. And most importantly, there has to be community. And here's why community. Systems will help people, training will help people, but what people really are hungry for is a community that they can plug into. When they need help with the training, is there somebody that they can go to that's not you? Sometimes it can be you, but is there a community that exists that they can go to when, for example, if you're on vacation? Is there a system they can plug into that make things easier for them? But when they need help with the system, is there a community in place to help them with that system when you're absent in your business? And again, as you build a freedom business, you're going to be absent from it eventually more than you're in it. When you first start a business, you've got to be in it more than you're out of it. But as you step away from your business, as you grow, as you're more successful, and as you want to do more things with your time, money, and freedom, you're going to want to step away. You need systems, you need training, and you need community, especially, to be able to do that. So as you're looking for ways to create true wealth for yourself, which again is time, money, freedom at the same time, as you're looking to do that, make sure that you've got leverage in systems, leverage in training, and leverage in community. And this one is my absolute favorite thing. This is something that I really stumbled on over the last 4 months here, and it's completely changing my life. This is the thing where I said I'm getting close to getting paid on a community right now of 400,000 people. This is the ultimate income source. I want you to think about, what if you could get paid a share of every single penny that a company earned? For example, I was listening to a call yesterday, I think it was, about Chick-fil-A. And Chick-fil-A is a massively successful fast food chain right now. They're each independent business nets about $600,000 a year in income. So they're doing really well. Back to the Chick-fil-A example, what if you could get paid on every chicken sandwich, every fry, every drink, everything sold by every Chick-fil-A in existence? What if you could get a tiny piece of every single thing sold? That is shareholder income. And as you're looking for a business, do they have a way for you to override a percentage, even if it's tiny, even if it's a tiny percentage of the gross profits of the entire company, And this is really hard to find, and I didn't find it until 4 months ago, but it's absolutely changing everything I think about how I want to run a business for the rest of my life. Because as I get closer to sharing in what I call shareholder income, I'm going to share a piece of a company, and it's not a huge piece, but the income that it translates into, I'll show you some real world examples here in a second, is massive. Just a tiny piece of 400,000 people and growing by 3,000 to 7,000 people a day. So that number is going to be 1 million people by the end of this year, for example. So if I get a share of that income over the next month or two here, and in the next 5, 6 months, it grows to 1 million people. Now I'm getting a share of 1 million people. If over the next 18 months, it grows to 3 million people, now I'm getting a share of all of the income generated by 3 million people. Every single product sold, every single membership sold, everything sold, I get a piece of that. So that's the difference between the way that I can explain it that makes sense is it's one thing to own your own franchise, right? But it's another thing to get a piece of every single franchise that exists in in that specific franchise. It will change your life. And I'm going to show you one place that I found to be able to do that. It's really hard to find, and if you could find it, grab onto it, because I've only found it once that I can remember, or once that I have recognized anyway over the last 20 years, and it was in the last 4 months. And I'm going to show you actually in the second half of this presentation, how you can find it for yourself as well. The last thing you need is something that's high converting and fast moving. To be fast moving, you need a couple of things. And for a few years, I stepped away from urgency and I stepped away from scarcity. But what I'm finding over the last 4 to 5 months is that urgency and scarcity done in a way that makes sense, done in a way that isn't manipulative, right? You can't have false scarcity. You can't have a false urgency where it's not real, right? Where you say, for example, somebody says, oh, these products come off the market in 48 hours, and then after 48 hours, you can still get them at the same price. That's a false urgency, right? That's not an ethical way to grow your business. But if there's a real urgency and a real scarcity, here's why you need that in your business. I want you to think about yourself, for example, and I think about myself. If somebody gives me until next Wednesday to do something, I'm going to finish it at the earliest Tuesday night. And I want you to think about you over the course of your life, going back to like school and stuff. It's why we have deadlines, because people by nature procrastinate. There's this tiny percentage, and if you're sitting there thinking, I always get things done a week ahead of time, you're like one in a gazillion people. People by nature are procrastinators. And if you give people time to do something, they will take that time. And so if there's no urgency and there's no scarcity built into your business, what's going to happen, and I'm going to talk about this more in the second half of the presentation, is that people are going to take their time. And the typical model, and I've been studying statistics and how business models work for the entirety of my 20 years of doing this. I've really geeked out on the numbers and systems and funnels and that sort of thing, and studying the percentages. And here's how it breaks down. In a typical funnel or sales process that doesn't have urgency, that doesn't have scarcity, here's what happens. Less than 1% of people buy right away. It takes about 90 days for 15% of your buyers to buy. The other 85% of your buyers, they don't buy until after 90 days and all the way up until about 18 months. So what that means is, in the typical business model, without urgency, without scarcity built in an ethical, in a meaningful way that's real, if you don't have it built in, most of your buyers aren't even going to look at your stuff for 90 days, and most of them aren't going to buy until 90 to 180 days. Do you have 180 days to wait for people to buy your products, services, tools, whatever it is that you're selling? So make sure that there's urgency. Make sure there's scarcity. I'm going to show you something over the second half of this presentation where instead of people buying at day 90 or 180 or somewhere in between, our buying cycle is less than 7 days. 7 days. That's how you can build a business at scale, because we've got something that's fast moving. And you also need high converting. High converting just means that it takes you less time and money to produce a sale, right? High converting means that instead of 1 out of every 10, you're getting 3 out of every 10 or 7 out of every 10 to buy, right? I'm going to show you something over the course of this presentation where we are getting company-wide. I'll show you a company that has hundreds of thousands of people in it that has a 30% buy rate within 7 days, which is absolutely crazy. But I'll also show you some people in there who are getting a 70% buy rate or a 90% buy rate in those 7 days, which is just absolutely crazy. But think about how much easier it is to build a business when 7 to 8 people are buying right away instead of 1. That's how you build a business fast. And that's when I made that big, bold promise in the beginning that to build walk away residual income in 12 months or less, you need some sort of speed, right? That's why you need high converting. That's why you need fast moving. That's why you need urgency and scarcity in your business. And there's one last thing that I wanted to make sure that I put in here that is a rocket fuel on your business. It doesn't always happen because it's hard to catch. You've got to catch opportunities. You've got to catch products. You've got to catch businesses at the right time. But when you do, you step into two things. You step into momentum and you step into timing. And I don't care what anybody tries to tell you, timing absolutely matters. It doesn't matter. I've been listening to a company owner who has paid out billions of dollars in revenue over the last 10 years or so. And even he, the owner of companies, he says that year 5 is way different than year 1, right? If you catch the company at year 1, it's way easier to build a business than if you catch that company at year 5. It doesn't matter if the company is still successful at year 5. It's way easier to actually grow the business if you stepped into that business in year 1, because timing matters and momentum makes the same work easier. When you have momentum, it means that a business is growing at this upward scale, right? You're not flatlined. It's not like in this little beginning phase where nobody really knows about it. You've hit it at a point where it's growing week after week and day after day. There's significant growth. If you can catch a company in momentum, if you can catch a company at the right time, or a business or a product or a service or whatever it is that you want to offer, if you can add momentum and timing to those 7 things that I just showed you, then you can take your business. You could take your business off in 90 days, not 12 months. That's how you do it. So at this point, the 7 things, right? What you need to look for in a business or in a service or in an opportunity, those 7 things to have a meaningful why or reason or must or mission that you want to step into for you to be able to spend the time to doing that. The 7 things, how important momentum and timing is. If you want to go right now, you can. This is being recorded. I will send you the first half of this. You can have it and study that as much as you want and look for businesses, look for services, look for tools, look for products, look for opportunities that have all of those things. And if they do, you'll be able to create wealth for yourself much, much faster. And again, wealth is time, money, freedom created simultaneously. And so if you'd like to go, thank you for hanging out with us this long. But if you'd like to stay, I've got a question for you. Would it be okay if I showed you the following things? Would it be okay if I showed you a done-for-you solution that had all of the 7 freedom elements and had momentum and timing so that you could see massive growth, not just over 12 months, but even in 90 days, if you really stepped into that momentum and you put in some work, right? Would it be okay if I showed you something that was creating 5,000 brand new paychecks every single week? Talk about growth and timing and momentum. Would it be okay if that same thing that I was going to show you was right now producing at least 2 new 6-figure earners every single week? I don't know of a lot of opportunities, tools, businesses, services, whatever, producing 2 brand new 6-figure earners every single week. I'm going to show you one if it's okay with you. And I want to show you one that recently helped a homeless man, a man who was homeless in October through December. I just watched him make nearly $100,000 in a single month in less than 6 months. With this thing that I'm about to show you. And what if that thing had a total cost of only 33 cents per day? What I really want to do is that it's not an easy button, but I want to give you the easier button. And if that's okay, I'd like you to type yes in the chat. I'm going to take a second here to go and look at the chat. And if it's okay with you for me to continue on and show you all that stuff, just type yes in the chat, and then I will know that it's cool to keep going. If you want to build a long-term, financially stable online business that gives you the time, the wealth, and the freedom to enjoy your life without the hassles and confusion and expense of creating your own products, your own websites, and your own marketing materials, without having to deal with customers and inventory and refunds and merchant accounts, in a way that's recognized worldwide as the simplest way to start a long-term successful business online. This video is going to show you a shortcut to having everything you want in an online business without all of the hard, techy, time-consuming, and expensive stuff that you don't want, and still be able to create a $100,000 residual income from home in the next 6 months or less. What you're about to see isn't hype or theory or a projection of what's possible. It's what's actually happening right now. But before I share with you those right now numbers that can have you enjoying a $100,000 business in the next 6 months or less, there's one catch. If you have the attention span of a goldfish and your freedom and the life that you desire isn't worth shutting everything else down and giving this video and this page 100% of your attention for the next few minutes, you're probably not right for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And you can head back to your tiny little fishbowl where somebody else will always have control of your time, your freedom, and your life. But if you are serious, here's how to partner with us to start building your own online business as soon as today from the comfort of your own home or wherever else you decide. Now, if you've made it this far, let me introduce you to Ben Glinsky, Nader Kazan, and their revolutionary new creation, LiveGOOD. Ben and Nader are two heart-centered entrepreneurs who first gained their freedom in the exact way you are about to gain yours well over 20 years ago. Since receiving their own freedom over 2 decades ago, it has been their mission to build a community of heart-centered, people-centered, and highly successful at-home entrepreneurs who have the time, the money, and the freedom to spend your life with those that you love the most, doing the things that you love the most, and contributing to the people, causes, and communities that most excite you. For over 2 decades, they've been helping people just like you build businesses from home and live incredible lives of freedom and adventure. With the launch of their latest business, LiveGOOD, Ben and Nader have changed lives at a record pace, literally. And here's where those real numbers come in. LiveGOOD has already smashed 100-year-old industry records by putting together a business that for only 33 cents per day is already producing a record amount of $100,000 yearly earners every single week, plus helping over 5,000 brand new people get paychecks every 7 days. Most of those have never made a dime online in this industry before LiveGOOD. Their one-of-a-kind membership model is so sought after that as many as 7,000 brand new people per day are becoming members. In less than a year, it's become the fastest growing business of all time in the industry. And by the end of its first year, LiveGOOD is on pace to have over 1 million members worldwide. That's more than Amazon had in its first year. So it's not a matter of if you can create a $100,000 walkaway income with LiveGOOD. It's how quickly do you want to get started building it. Because again, $100,000 earners are happening at a record pace. In fact, the LiveGOOD membership model is so effective. A homeless man confined to a wheelchair was able to start his business from a homeless shelter using only a government phone and create a $100,000 per month income in just 6 months. I believe that true wealth means earning a fantastic income while creating massive amounts of time and freedom to use that income to do whatever we want, with who we want, when we want, and where we want. Building LiveGOOD is as simple as 1, 2, 3. When you join, LiveGOOD is by far the most profitable business model I have ever seen. Even though the membership comes with a tiny cost of just 33 cents per day. When you see the numbers for yourself on this page, I know those big dreams for the amazing life that you want to live are going to come alive again. And for me, that's almost as exciting as helping you achieve them. Now, I know it seems crazy, absolutely crazy, that you can see these kind of results for just 33 cents a day, but remember, what you see and hear on this page isn't theory or hype or projected income. This is what is happening right now at LiveGOOD, and every day it's happening faster and faster because of the done-for-you systems and resources we're giving you 100% free. So go through every single detail on this page, see everything that LiveGOOD gives you for just 33 cents a day. When you're ready to start building the life of your dreams with this revolutionary 33 cents per day done-for-you business model, let me be the first to welcome you to LiveGOOD. First of all, thank you for taking a look at LiveGOOD. So happy that you're taking a look at it, and I'm super excited to partner with you on it potentially. I really love this company, and the products and the compensation and the community that we're building is so amazing. We've got this chat community running all day long, and people are just, everybody coming in is so like upbeat and happy and helpful and amazing and just servant driven. And so just building a really helpful community that's going to be there to help you too. And so I just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of heads up. You know, what's going to happen is on Thursday night, everything's going to reset. And so over the last week, we've been building a massive team, and so everybody's been piling in, and a lot of those members are going to potentially fall into your matrix as paid members. And so what's going to happen on Thursday is that everyone who's paid keeps their spot, but everyone who doesn't pay, you lose all of the volume, or all of the paid members that we have created for you goes away Thursday at midnight. So I wanted to give you that, you know, sort of heads up, that warning that is coming. Now, if you look at LiveGOOD and it's not for you, that's okay. This is, you know, no pressure. I want to work with people who, you know, want to be here and love what we're doing, and, you know, it resonates with you. So if it just doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. But you're in a unique spot right now. You're sort of in this, what I call like a wealth sandwich. We've got a massive team, you know, spilling volume to us from below. 3 of the top earners in the entire company, 3 of the top builders in the entire company are above us, right? And so their stuff is, you know, falling, you know, potentially to us. We've got an amazing team right now building and sort of filling out below us. You know, for example, we had just one guy came in and built an organization of almost 100 people. Now, imagine if him and his organization is, you know, sitting below you and falls below you right now. That's a pretty big deal. And that's just one person. As a team, we are, as a team, growing. And so I wanted to give you a heads up that on Thursday at midnight, all of that goes away if you don't lock in your spot. Again, no pressure. If it's not for you, that's okay. But I at least wanted you to have that heads up, that warning, in case you didn't know it was coming, because I really don't want you to miss out. This has been a really crazy week for us in terms of building, and we've been building underneath your spot for an entire week now. Again, no pressure. If you say it's not for you, that's okay. Not everything is for everybody. But if it is for you, I want to make sure that you get plugged into everything. I want to make sure that you get set up on time, that you don't miss the deadline, which is really coming up quickly here. Again, thank you for taking a look at LiveGOOD. I look forward to the potential of working with you soon.
Another huge week. We just went over 800,000 members worldwide in just over 10 months. Less than a year, 800,000 members. And you're going to find out why tonight. What is the excitement? What's the buzz? What's going on with LiveGOOD? Why is this company absolutely exploding? Well, so many other companies out there in the industry are actually going the other way. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about tonight. So I'm going to, absolute worst case scenario, I think you're going to realize that these products aren't products that you absolutely want to try. So first of all, Nader and I have been in the network marketing industry, direct sales, affiliate marketing, whatever you want to call it, for myself about 20 years. Nader, you're frozen on my screen. Hopefully
I'm fixing it.
Okay. Nader's been in the industry a little bit longer, probably about 30 years. And, you know, we both started in the field as distributors, as independent representatives. We're able to learn some things, kind of fail through our first couple of years and be able to figure things out, and have had a very successful career, thankfully, fortunately, and have met some amazing people. You know, when it comes to network marketing, we've launched companies, we've owned companies, consulted, brought some great products to the marketplace. It's been a great run. But about four and a half years ago, I was done. I walked away from this industry that really has been my entire career, my adult life, and I was done. And the reason was because as much as this industry has really changed my life and has helped a lot of other people out there in the world, when I looked at the numbers, when I looked at the statistics, and I looked at what was actually happening, I didn't like it anymore, and it didn't feel right, and I had kind of a moral and ethical battle with myself, and it just wasn't something that I felt good about being a part of anymore. And what I mean by that is this. So when we look at the statistics in the network marketing industry, everybody gets into this industry to make money. And they, you know, we talk about this dream, this strategy, this goal, this whatever you want to call it, of being able to build a business for 3 to 5 years and creating this long-term residual income that's going to continue coming in for years and years and years to come. But when we look at the numbers, less than 1% of people ever even get to the top of a compensation plan in any single company, much less have that residual coming in for years and years to come. 1%, and by full-time income, I mean $3,000 a month or more. Another, 2, 3, maybe 4% of people are making a little bit of money, maybe making $100 a month, maybe $300, maybe $500 a month, which is great. And that's what this industry was designed for. So those people are in the right place, or where it should be. But then you've got 95% of people in a company literally making $0, haven't signed up a single person, haven't enrolled a single person, haven't sold a single product. And 95%, when everybody's getting into this industry to make money and to create that life-changing income, build it for 3 to 5 years and be able to reap the rewards for the next several years to come. And when 95% of people are failing, something's broken. Something is not working. And I didn't like that. And so when I looked a little deeper and I see that the average lifespan in a network marketing company, meaning as long as someone stays in a company, is less than 3 months. It's 2.8 months before someone usually quits a business opportunity, regardless of the product, regardless of the compensation plan, regardless of the leadership, the ownership, the people behind it, whatever. 2.8 months is the average. You can't build a long-term residual income when there's so much, what do you call it? Revolving door action.
Attrition.
Man, what? Not attrition. What? This is a business term. Like, if there's any term I should know, man.
Revolving door is a good one. I like that.
Revolving door is a good one, but over
Turnover.
isn't the word. Turnover. Thank you.
Oh!
I don't know why that wasn't popping into my head, but there's a lot of turnover when people are coming in, and you've got to build and build and build and rebuild. And you guys will see that we have fun with this business, and with this, we've just got a great team of people here. So if I can't find a word, hopefully these guys or you guys can help me. I know half of you guys were out there saying turnover. But so that's what I'm talking about. And it's hard. Daughter's laughing at me, but it's hard to build a business when there is that much turnover and that many people just falling out. And that's why even the 1% of people at the top of the compensation plans have been in 4, 5, 6, 10 different companies in the last 10 years, because even once you get to the top, to maintain that when everybody's fallen out is very difficult. And so I didn't like that. I believed in this industry for such a long time, and I was fortunately one of the 1% that was able to make it to the top. But when I see 95% of people failing, I didn't like that. And so from an ownership perspective, and being someone who writes compensation plans for a lot of network marketing companies, I would try to do things to make it easier for more people and just so that more people can succeed, not just less than 5%. And as much as I did that, and we were able to move the needle a tiny bit, when it comes down to it, we've really looked at it, there's not much you can do when you're selling products. Because here's the thing. Products in network marketing companies, they cost about $12 to make. Highest quality products on the market. Ours are probably a little bit more than the average because we use premium ingredients. But let's say $12 to make. And companies have to sell them for $60, $80, $100 to be able to make an attractive compensation plan that pays out a lot of money to a few people at the top. Well, everybody else is overpaying for products. And I'll give you the same example. This product, you can look online. There's one called Athletic Greens. It sells for $99. There's one called Organifi Super Greens that sells for $69. We sell this for $24 retail, $18 member prices for the highest quality super greens powder available. I mean, anyone with a digestive system, awesome for gut health, awesome for we call this a safety net for your health. This is our super greens, just one of our amazing products you're going to hear about tonight. When people have to spend that kind of money, 60, 70, $80 on one single product, meaning they don't even have enough to buy for 60, 70, $80, you're going to get about 5 or 6 products with LiveGOOD that are going to change your life. And if you can't afford 60, 70 bucks, get a few for $27. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. But the point is, people can't afford to buy a single product for 70, $80 a month especially, I mean, with everything else that's going on in their life. Because when it comes down to it, and it comes between paying their electric bill or buying their bottle of weight loss pills, they got to do what they got to do. And that's why there's attrition. And people, if they don't really feel a difference, and I'll tell you a statistic, and this is scary. Ryan and I were actually talking about this today. So in LiveGOOD, and I've never shared this before, and this is just because I look at stuff and I'm a numbers guy. We have the highest quality products on the planet for the best prices available anywhere. But we don't have a requirement for anyone to purchase product to be able to earn income in a compensation plan. Here's what we're seeing. With products that people absolutely need, and this is, Nader's like getting excited about what I'm going to say, but he has no idea what I'm going to say. This is scary, and this is kind of the sad truth about the network marketing industry, because people need these products, and not only our products, but there's a lot of other products out there that are changing people's lives. Even if you do have to pay 60 or 80 bucks, they're high quality products. Yes, you can probably get them on Amazon for half the price, or at LiveGOOD for a quarter of the price and have better quality. But the point is this. With LiveGOOD, company where there's no product purchase requirement, but we have the highest quality products at the best prices anywhere. Less than 30% of our members are even ordering products. What that tells me is the product in this crazy industry doesn't really mean anything. And the only reason that people are even buying product in those other companies is to qualify to get paid in a compensation plan. And when they're not making money, obviously they drop out. And when less than 30% of the people even care about a product, and we probably have a higher percentage of people that care about these products because they're actually getting results from them, and we're only at under 30%, it is crazy to think how little people actually care about the product that they're promoting. Anyway, crazy industry. That's why I got out. Didn't like what was happening. And I walked away. But at the same time, Nader and I have been friends for a long time. We worked together in this industry. We've done a lot of great things and had a lot of fun. Our families are friends. You know, we talk about stuff, and we've had this concept, this idea for probably the last 6 years about what if we can create these. I mean, we've brought some amazing products to the market, but people aren't using them because they can't afford them. And that doesn't help anybody. What if we can give them the best products out there and just give it to them for a few dollars above cost so they can actually afford them, they could get results, they continue using them, and they could benefit. And there's a lot of other stuff you're going to hear about tonight, but this was a concept that we talked about, and even 6 years ago was a great idea, but it just wasn't something we implemented. And then, you know, a year later, I was done with the industry, and that was it. Fortunately, Nader, you know, continued to remind me of this idea that we had and tell me, we got to do this, we got to do this, we got to fix this broken industry. This industry isn't right. And I kept telling him, no, I'm done. I'm not coming back. And, you know, fortunately, he stayed on me, and I continued to watch the industry really go in the wrong direction. And I watched the economy and buying habits shifting from expensive, overpriced things more towards affordability and value. I see the world probably as unhealthy as it's ever been, and people finally waking up and realizing they need to do something to change. And so all these things are really aligning in a perfect way. And so when you really think about it and look at what we've done just in our first 10 months, put in over 800,000 members, it makes a lot of sense because what we're doing makes sense. So you guys can thank Nader for dragging me out, but I'm very thankful and happy that he did, because this opportunity has been great. We've been changing a lot of people's lives, specifically physically, but helping a lot of people financially as well. And, you know, another thing you're going to hear about is we talk about the 5% of people make money in this industry in most companies. In LiveGOOD, we've got over 30% of our affiliates are in profit. So talk about a change when you've got a $60, $70, $100 product for one product. 5% is pretty much, people just can't sell that, especially when their friends can see it on Amazon for a third of the price. When we've got 30% of people making money, and that's in a growing company. So, I mean, you look at the statistic, it's probably really higher than that. Plus, over almost 100% of people who are buying the product saving money every month because of the great savings. It's even bigger. So awesome things happening. And again, 800,000 people in 10 months really speaks volumes for the fact that I believe we are doing things right. We're fixing things, revolutionizing the industry, disrupting the industry, whatever you want to talk about, call it. But it really is an exciting time to be part of LiveGOOD. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to my good friend, our Director of Network Marketing, Nader Kazan, to talk about the timing and positioning we're in right now. And for those of you guys who don't know Nader, I mean, this guy is just awesome all around. He works his butt off for you guys every day. And that's what I love most about him. I mean, he is all about helping the little guy and helping everybody be able to be successful. And he is on Zooms all day, every day. He'll answer his phone, respond to texts, respond to emails, and just wants to help you guys and see you have success. So with that, Nader Kazan, take it away.
Oh my gosh, Ben, thank you so much for the kind words, brother. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nader Kazan. Ben made me blush, so I'm going to give it back to him real quick. Thank you so much, Ben, for coming out of retirement. Ladies and gentlemen, I've known this young man since he was in his early 20s. He was the hardest working guy I've ever seen, truly cared about people. As a rep, as a distributor, him and I started as distributors. We love this industry. We want to help people. But as he said, as we grew into the industry and God blessed us, hard work, right timing, be at the right time at the right place, Ben has owned some of the biggest companies in the industry. He's ran the software for some of the most amazing companies in this industry. So when he's sharing information with you, it's actual, we call it actionable intel. These are actual numbers. Less than 2% of the people that join in network marketing to make money make enough to even cover their auto ship. Meanwhile, thanks to this brilliant model and the timing, we have over 30% of the people that join our company ordering products, and they're ordering over and over and over because they're seeing the results. So again, I want to thank you personally, Ben, for caring for everyday people, including myself, for always caring for people and wanting to help them to make some money. And you did your best. I was there. And yes, you did move the needle. I mean, one of the things I love, ladies and gentlemen, about what we're doing here in LiveGOOD is if you watch that video, and that's the reason you're here, the world calls it the Ben video, we brag about how much commission this man is paid, how much commissions he's paid people. That is huge, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to get back to what we want to talk about. Yes, it's all about timing. Let's look at what's going on in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at Costco. Let's look at Amazon. Let's look at Netflix. All of these club memberships. Costco has over 100 million people that are paying them $10 a month so they can save $3 on 5 gallons of ketchup. You got Amazon. 200 million people are paying Amazon. I believe it's $14 a month just to get free shipping. You got Netflix. Movie theaters are closing down because people are sick and tired of spending $100 to take a family of 2 and pay $20 other for the popcorn to watch a movie. So what are they doing? They all get Netflix or similar ones, sit home, buy their popcorn from Costco, which is the membership club, and invite their friends. So it's the revolution is the saving money revolution. The timing is the world wants to save money, but something else happened to our planet a few years ago, ladies and gentlemen. And we all got locked up. And during that lockup, not only people became really good researchers, as Ben shared with you, who's going to go out there and buy a $50 bottle of vitamin when they can find a way better one on Amazon for $25, and now a much better one through LiveGOOD with 100% money back guarantee, even if the bottle is empty up to 90 days. Who's going to do that? So what COVID did, it brought the awareness of people going, hey, I'm not going to spend all this money anymore. And just like Ben shared with you, people's buying habits have shifted. So let's look at the traditional companies. Let's look at Nordstrom. Let's look at these fancy schmancy stores. Their volume is coming down, but you got Walmart. You go, Kmart is gone. You got Walmart. You got Target. You got these other companies. Their volume is going up. Network marketing companies. The industry that Ben and I met through. Network marketing company been around since 1932, ladies and gentlemen, almost 100 years. It was never designed, 1934, excuse me. It was never designed for people to come in and give up their jobs. It was always a side hustle. Hey, let me find you some products. You cannot buy it for a store. I'm taking advantage of it. It's making me healthy. And if you buy it from my catalog those days, I'll get a couple of bucks. But we have no idea what happened because a few years ago, it all became about what do we have to do to whet the appetite of the top salespeople so they can come to our company and sell a single mother an $8 bottle for $100? It's all about timing, ladies and gentlemen. What we want to do in LiveGOOD, we want to bless the masses with the most advanced nutritional products on earth. But remember one thing. See that gentleman sitting over there with the white shirt, the guy that came out of retirement? Just imagine that's Jeff Bezos. Imagine it's a few years ago when Amazon only had a few 100,000 people in it. Few 100,000 Prime members. Now they have 200 million. 200 million people are paying Amazon a monthly fee. Imagine if that was Jeff Bezos telling you that, hey, ladies and gentlemen, how would you like to give me a one-time $40? Your membership is really not a cost because you're saving $50, $60 on products anyway. So how would you like to give me a one-time $40 and go out there and tell the world about Amazon? And every time somebody becomes a Prime member, I'll give you a percentage of their monthly membership fee. And if they refer someone, I'll give you a percentage of that as well. Because our product, ladies and gentlemen, in LiveGOOD is that membership that's going to revolutionize the world. And it is disrupting the industry. It's not just disrupting the network marketing, it's disrupting commerce. Now, this is the first trend. The second trend is what Ben is going to talk about. So it's all about timing. It's getting in front of the curve. But again, the days of overpaying for nutritional products, so maybe some people on top of the compensation plan will get paid on it, is over. Back to you, Ben.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Nader. And yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, you look at some of the publicly traded network marketing companies, you look at Herbalife, one of the biggest companies in the world, really. You look at Nu Skin, 40-year-old company, and then actually Nu Skin's been around for longer than that. What's the other one? USANA, 40 years old, one of the biggest companies in the network marketing industry. All three of these companies, publicly traded, you see their earnings reports, down over 20% since last year alone, down 20% in 1 year. You look at other big companies that have expensive products, they're down. And then you look at companies like Amazon, like Costco, like Walmart, where people are shopping for value. They have the opportunity to shop and compare prices, and they find what they want, and those companies are going up. There's very good reason. Buying habits are shifting. People are moving away from expensive, overpriced things. And I love what Nader just said, how most companies design compensation plans to attract the leaders. And people ask, they'd come to us at the beginning, well, how are you going to attract leaders with this compensation plan? I'm like, how are we going to attract the 1% of people? We're not trying to attract the 1% of leaders out there. We're trying to help the 99% of people out there that are not making money in the network marketing industry. And that's why we have 800,000 people who have joined this company in 10 months, while every other network marketing company who's trying to appeal to the leaders is going the opposite direction. That's what makes LiveGOOD different. So,
hey, what is going on, Freedom Builders? Man, the revolution, the job-free revolution is officially underway. I was just sending a message to Rob 4, and then I thought, man, I got to talk to you guys about this too. Just kind of reviewing the numbers from the rank call today. My goodness gracious. Wow. I keep saying what we're doing here, like it's hard to compare it. It's hard to scale it, like put it on any scale, because literally, guys, nothing like this has ever been done anywhere. And the numbers are just so absurd. Wow. We're getting, from 20% from opt-in to upgrade, 20% company-wide are opting in, and then 20% of those are upgrading really, really quickly. But if you look at the numbers across the top 10, what the top 10 are doing, 54% of their opt-ins, as combined over those top 10, are going from opt-in to member really quickly. 54%. Now, my numbers, if I've shown this to anybody who has any familiarity with me at all, whether they be in my list or in my socials or, personal contact, whatever, they know me. Some way, shape, or form, they know me. 84.6% of my opt-ins turn into paid members. 84.6. That's just absurd, guys. 60,000 total members really over the last 60 days. We had 3,500 paid members on Thursday alone, 15,000 for the week. It's just so crazy. 19.2% of everybody in the company has hit a rank. That is totally insane. You're mostly it's 1% of the company gets any sort of result at all. 1%. 19.2% of the people in LiveGOOD are hitting a rank. And we're only 60 days in. 19.2%. And that doesn't include the people who have, at least gotten a customer, right? One customer. So that's going to be well over 20%, which is, it's just amazing what's happening here. I'm so excited. I can't say it enough. I know I already did a video today, but I had to, sit down and record this too. I'm so excited. I love you guys. So many blessings are yet to come. But those numbers are just, they are so good. They're absurd. And if you don't know, like if you're not a numbers person, you don't, these numbers make no sense to you. I've been doing this for over 20 years now, and I'm a numbers guy. I kind of obsess over them. Like I said, you can't even put those on a scale against any business that's ever been done in the 20 plus years that I've been here, because there's no scale for what we're doing. There's no comparison. You're talking about like 1% against 20%. And like, 50% of people, going from opt-in to actually paying across, the top members. My own pre-enrollees, 84.6% of them are, upgrading to paid. It's just, it's crazy, guys. So, I'm not a person who usually just, kind of recommends, things to, everybody. And this isn't, again, I'm not going to recommend this to everybody. You got to be a little bit targeted. But there are certain things that you can sit down and you can talk to the people that you love the most and say, listen, I want you to just listen to this audio that, my friend and my business partner and my teammate, Nick Bramble, just recorded. Listen to these numbers. Listen to what he says. Listen to what, a guy who's been around for 20 plus years says about what's going on here. Listen to how, he and many, many others believe we're going to be at least 1 million strong a year from now. And just grab a spot, see what happens. Get some amazing products. Even if you don't want to build, get some amazing products, because the cool thing about LiveGOOD is our products aren't optional. I popped on Zoom for a member earlier this week, and I was talking about, how, because of how our food situation is, because of, like nutrient densities across globally, even if you're eating perfectly, which nobody does, even if you're eating perfectly, you do not get the nutrients that we used to get. You're nutrient deficient, even if you eat perfectly. So our products aren't optional anymore. You need to have these to have even good health, not just optimal health, even good health. You need to have these products. And so, anyway, I'm super fired up. I love you guys. I feel totally blessed to be here with you. And I'm going to work my tail off to make sure you guys get everything that you can get out of LiveGOOD, not just now, but years and years and years and years into the future. I want to be hanging out on an island with all you guys, just having fun and celebrating and enjoying, really great health, great wealth, great giving, having impact on the world, and just, doing really, really, really great things. So I will talk to you soon. Love God, love people, and let's connect soon.
Hey guys, this is Tim Miller, and I just wanted to get a quick message out to each and every one of you, because not only am I just super jacked out of my mind excited, I am getting a bit nervous. And let me tell you why I'm getting nervous, and it's a good nervous. With you guys, I want to make sure you absolutely understand exactly what is going on here with LiveGOOD. I'm going to try to make this simple for you. Let's just say the company was a matrix, and it was coming from the top down. We're averaging over 1,500 people a day, and we will do over 15,000 people this cycle. Now, what does that mean? If you take a 2x matrix, you can only have 2 people on your first level, 4 in your next, 8, 16, 32, 168, 256, 512, 1,000, 24 on level 10. Let's just say 1,000. Means on 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, you're talking 32,000 people. That's a total of probably, and I'm just guessing off the top of my head, that's about 60,000 people. Guys, we're already over 50,000. We'll go over 60,000 people that week. So that means from the top down, let's just say the company again, from the top down, the company, that's a complete 15-level matrix that is absolutely full. Now listen to me well here. In the next 9 to 10 months, we will, and the numbers don't lie, we're going to fool around here and hit 1 million members. All of those members have to go in the matrix below their enroller, somewhere down below. Whether it's on their first level, second level, it doesn't matter. Now, it's going to be a lot of happy people and it's going to be some unhappy people. The unhappy people are going to be the people that did absolutely nothing. They waited on spillover. So with a complete 12-level matrix of not doing anything, that's awesome. You're making over $2,000 a month because of that matrix. But guys, listen to me closely here. You guys that get focused and put your head down and I'm talking serious and understand what you have your hands on. Do you realize that every time you personally sponsor somebody, not only do you get a match that in that position, wherever they fall, whether it's on your first level, your third level, your 15th level. By waiting on spillover, you're simply waiting to sponsor people later. And what's going to happen is when you do that and you've got spillover, just understand that those people that you're enrolling are going lower down those levels. So it's going to be, harder for them to get spillover because if they come on your 7th or 8th level, you're starting to match from that level down from where they're located. So if they aren't just a big builder, you never know what can happen. But if you get those people in early on your first level, your second level, you're going to start matching everything moving in your total organization. Guys, what I'm trying to say to you, if we fool around here and do 1 million people in just this year alone, do you understand the timing and positioning that you have your hands on? How many pay points do you want? You can sign up as many people personally sponsored as humanly possible, and they all will go on that matrix. If we do 1 million people, do you realize they all have to come through everybody you personally sponsored? I want you to really understand that. And do you realize that you're getting generational matches up to 5 generations as a diamond? Can you imagine the volume this company will be doing? In December, we did 1.3 million. This month, we'll do over 3 million. Do you understand the volume that will be in this company this year alone? We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars paid out to the diamonds that are in this company. And we would love to just split that pie up. What if it's 10 people? What if it's 100 people splitting $100 million, folks? Think about what I just said. Think of 100 diamonds that are splitting in excess of $100 million. Folks, I truly believe in the next 3 years we'll be $1 billion company. Now, that may sound big, it may sound bold, but what we're doing is totally disruptive. We are disrupting this industry. Guys, please don't play with this. Get this out to everyone and let them know, let's go. Rank up to bank up. You can do it, but we will never, in the history of this company, have the opportunity that we have now because of the timing and where we're all positioned. Take care of yourselves. God bless, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Freedom Builders, it feels like it has been forever since I did a video, and so I wanted to just do a video and hang out with you guys for a minute, and also hopefully create some urgency in you right now to really take advantage of where you're at. You may not even know how good of a place that you are in right now, and so I'm hoping this video will let you know that and give you a sense of urgency to really spend the next 12, even 24 months just focusing on building what can really set yourself free and your family free and create generational wealth for what you do over the next 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, even 24 months. You can set up yourself and your family and generations of people based on what is happening. I'm not one of those people who, talks about, this company's going to do this or this company's going to do that or we're going to be the biggest thing and all of that. I don't have to say that here. LiveGOOD is already the fastest growing company in the history of the industry. LiveGOOD is already doing things that no company has ever done, and no company is certainly doing right now. We're doing, anywhere from 3,000 to 7,000 paid members every single day. In 6 months, we've brought in over 400,000 people, and by the end of the year, over the next 6 months, we are going to have 1 million paid members inside of this company, inside of this community. That has never been done, not even close. There are companies that have been around for decades who do not have the membership base that we have, who aren't providing paychecks at the rate that we are providing paychecks. And, it sort of brings me to one of the points of doing this video is from a business standpoint. Sometimes you've got to separate whatever, emotion you may have, or, attachment you may have to something else, and focus for a little while on what's actually producing results. And there is not anything on the planet right now in this industry, in the direct sales or network marketing. I don't even really call LiveGood's not network marketing, because what we've done at LiveGood is we've taken the best part of network marketing, leverage, right? The ability to, build communities together and help each other create wealth, help each other create paychecks, help each other basically. So they've kept that part of it, but they've removed all of the stuff that kind of stinks about network marketing. They removed the auto ships. They removed these big startup packs. They removed, these weird, compensation plans where you only get paid for like 4 people after you build an organization of, thousands of people. They've removed all of the stuff that everybody doesn't like about network marketing, including allowing you to have products that, not overpaying for stuff that people can get anywhere on the market. Our membership allows us to get stuff at 50 to 80% off. So now we can go to people and we can actually feel good about saying, hey, even if they're not like business-minded people, hey, I know you're taking a greens product. I was taking a greens product too, and now I'm saving, 60, 80 bucks a month just on that. So we can actually feel good about what we're offering to, our friends, our family, and the global community at large. We can go out and feel good about what we're offering outside of the business. And I'll talk about that in a second. But what we're doing here as a company has never been done. And what we're doing here as a company and as a business, if you're focused on, building income, creating more income, creating long-term residual wealth for yourself, for your family, for generations, there is no better place to put your time than right here for the next 6 months, the next 12 months, the next 18 months, even up to the next 24 months. And I'm not saying that out of hype. I'm not saying that out of, oh, I believe this company's going to do this, or I believe this company's going to do that. I'm saying this out of, we are smashing records, sales records that have stood the test of time for decades. Nobody has come close to what we're doing. So from a business standpoint, it does not make sense to focus on anything else. So remove any emotion that you have, remove any attachment that you have. Listen, I know that there are people in this community who are building different things, and that's fine. I'm not here to tell you not to, to build what you want to build. But I'm telling you, if you truly want to create long-term, residual, passive income, if you want to create income over the next 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, that pays you for the next 6 years, 12 years, 18 years, then focus on LiveGood and LiveGood only. And again, I'm not saying, give up everything else that you're doing forever. I'm saying give your focus here for a set amount of time and really put all of your time, your resources, your energy, everything that you can into LiveGood over the next 6, 12, 18 months. Because based on what we're already seeing, it will change your life long term. This membership model is not going away. We absolutely started a revolution. If you look around, guys, if you look around at Costco, at Netflix, at Amazon, at Walmart, there are companies. There's a movie company that Bob posted in our chat the other day. A movie company is charging like $18 a month to, go and see movies. Membership communities, membership marketing, memberships are where it's at. That's what people want, to pay less and get more. And that's where we're at right now. So you've got to take advantage of that, and that's not going to go away. But from a business standpoint, from a conversion standpoint, nobody is out converting LiveGood. From lead to sale, nobody is out converting LiveGood anywhere in the industry, anywhere, and it's not even close. Most sales conversions are up front, anywhere from like 1 to 5 or 6%. LiveGood company-wide, and this is after almost 500,000 people have actually paid. And so over 1 million people have come through this sales process, right?
30%, over 30% of anybody who comes in through this process becomes a paid member. Industry standard is 1 to 5 or 6%, and that 5 or 6% is usually like, smaller ticket, book funnels and stuff like that. We are converting at 30% company-wide. I was looking at my numbers the other day, actually just yesterday. I'm converting at over 81%. 81% of the people who take the tour here become paid members, usually in 7 days or less. And it's picking up. I'm starting to get sales on a daily basis, just out of the blue. People that I wasn't connecting with. I wasn't, I didn't know they were even paying attention to me. People out of the blue are just coming to me now, finding me, and getting started in LiveGOOD, because LiveGOOD is out there. People aren't looking anymore. They aren't thinking about it anymore. They aren't wondering, well, is this business actually going to be as good as they say? Because again, I'm not a hype guy. I don't say this is going to be, right? This is going to be, this is going to be. This already is. And so this conversation that I'm having with you right now is based on what's already happening. And if we flatlined for the rest of the year, we would hit 1 million members. And there's no evidence at all that we are going to flatline. We continue to spike up and up and up and up and up. We continue to do, over 25,000 paid members every single week, like clockwork, and it's not slowing down. So we're out converting every single other offer in the marketplace by far, okay? But what does that mean in terms of, actually producing paychecks for people? Well, we are producing more paychecks by far than any other company in the industry. We are creating over 5,000 brand new paychecks every single week. We are creating multiple 6-figure earners every single week. We're talking about a business that for the year costs $140. We are creating multiple 6-figure earners every single week on something that you'll spend more on going to a fast food restaurant. It's just crazy. So you can't make more for less anywhere else in the industry. We are creating more paychecks than anywhere else in the industry. So we're out converting. We are creating actual real results, right? In paychecks, people want to know, are you getting a real result? It wouldn't matter if we were converting, a penny at a time and never was actually creating paychecks. We are creating over 5,000 paychecks every single week and multiple 6-figure earners every single week on a business, on a membership. The membership costs 33 cents a day. But I want you to think about something. That's the membership, and the membership is the product. To be an actual part of this business, it costs you $40 one time. $40 one time to be a part of the LiveGOOD business. And that's creating this massive, massive amount of success. But again, you can be in LiveGOOD for the entire year for $140, and people are creating success like never before. So from a business standpoint, this is the easiest thing to convert. This has the best conversions. It has the best results. Why would you focus anywhere else? If your goal was to create the result of more income in your life, so that you can, do the things that you want to do with the people that you want to do them with and serve the people, communities, and causes that speak to your heart, there is no better option. And that's why I'm saying, if you give LiveGOOD your focus for the next 6 months, the next 12 months, the next 18 months, this is the one thing that can pay you for the next 6 years, 12 years, 18 years. You can be one of those, we used to call it in the industry mailbox money, right? When you still got stuff in the mail, which we don't really anymore, except for junk mail and the occasional bill that's not already on, auto ship. But we used to call it mailbox money because you used to get checks every single month, like clockwork, on work that you had done a little bit ago. But now there are people in this industry who, for example, have been getting 6-figure paychecks on a monthly basis for work that they did decades ago. This is going to be the company that does that at mass on a grand scale. You have never had the opportunity, I promise you, because I've been doing this for 20 years and nothing has ever been in existence like this. So you have probably never had the opportunity that you have right now in terms of timing to be able to spend like 6 months, again, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months of super focused effort on one thing and set yourself free for the rest of your life. And not just you. This is something that can produce for your family for the decades. And again, it's not like what might happen. It's what's happening right now. 6 months of focused effort, 12 months of focused effort, 18 months of focused effort will set you free. It will set you free. That's what's happening right now. 6 months of focused effort has produced, that's why we're getting multiple 6-figure earners every single week. And that's why we have a person who has had a $100,000 month inside of 6 months. The results are here and they're happening, and it's easier than the results are I don't like to say things are easy, but the conversions and the results are better than anything else out there in the industry by far. And so it doesn't make sense to focus on anything else but this. Just based on math, based on numbers, not hype, not anything like that, based on math. And the other thing is that if you think about our products, the cool thing about what we're doing here with this membership marketing model is you can't lose. You can't lose. And more importantly, here's why we have retention. That's over 96%. 96% of the people who were here 6 months ago are still here. Here's why we have that retention. Is because you can't lose. It's impossible to lose with this membership. If you used it one time, it can pay for itself every single month. I used it one time, and it paid for my entire yearly membership. This membership saves me over $140 a month on stuff that I was already buying. So what does that mean? If I never ever built a business here ever, if I never brought in any customers, if I never brought any affiliate partners in, if I just was using the membership, this membership gave me over $140 of cash flow every single month. So this business, LiveGOOD is paying me outside of the business opportunity. LiveGOOD is paying me $140 a month to be here because that's what I was spending in addition when I was getting products outside of LiveGOOD. Now I'm getting better products. Now I have $140 more every single month. That's additional cash flow, no matter what I do. And so you can go out there with confidence. You can go out there and feel good about, what you're offering, because if the customers you bring in used it just a single time, if they use it one time, they're going to get that back. Any one product inside of the membership will save them more than the $10 they're spending a month. Any one product. So it's a win-win-win. Everybody wins here at LiveGOOD, no matter what happens. Whether you're building it or using it as, just as for the products, everybody wins. Customers, affiliates, everybody. Everybody is winning. And you can go out there with confidence. You can go out there and feel good. I used to be, the reason I left this industry, over 10 years ago is probably about, when was that? It was 11 years ago when I left. And I said, I'm never coming back. And I'm never doing a nutritional, never doing anything that even looks like network marketing, because I was paying almost $200 a month just so I could create a paycheck for myself for products that just kept stacking up. Now I take my products don't stack up here, but listen, if I ordered Super Reds, for example, and I just, I wasn't taking it, I forgot or whatever, it's not going to keep coming to me, and they're not going to keep charging me. I don't have to have Super Reds again until I decide and I go out and buy it. So you've got a real business with a real membership that makes sense to people. You don't have to go to people and say, well, get this, all they're getting is a protein shake, for example, or all they're getting is CBD, for example. And it's like, well, it's going to cost you $150 a month, but you'll get your CBD or you'll get your shake. Well, what happens when they don't use it? It starts piling up and piling up and piling up, and then they're looking in the pantry one day and they're like, wow, I'm wasting $150 a month on something I don't even use. Now you can go to somebody and say, listen, it doesn't matter how often you use this membership. If you need protein, go get it. You'll pay less. If you need your CBD, go get it. It's like 80% less. If you need your greens, go get them. They're like, 75% less. It makes sense as a product, and it makes a ton of sense as a business. Nothing makes more sense than what we're doing here at LiveGOOD. Nothing. And if you think so, come to me, bring me numbers, and tell me what you're doing that makes more sense financially than LiveGOOD. But be prepared to give me some amazing numbers, because literally the numbers we're seeing here have never been seen. So I would be shocked if you could show me something that cost people less, that made people more, that got results faster than what we're doing here. Companies don't produce multiple six-figure earners every single week less than 6 months into a business. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen for companies that are 6 years old, 10 years old, 20 years old. And that's why right now we are out producing companies. We have more paid members here than companies that have been in existence for decades. We're producing more results here financially than companies who have been in existence for decades. We're 6 months into this power line in this matrix. What we're doing here is unprecedented. I talk about this a lot. Here's the normal scale, right? LiveGOOD is, you can't see it. It's its own universe, the numbers we're seeing here. And so based on what we're doing right now, this is my urgency call to you. You don't have to forever stop everything else you've ever wanted to do. But I'm telling you, if you want to create a business that will set you free, that you can work for the next, really just work your face off for the next 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, and benefit for, 6 years, 18 years, this is the place to be, based on real numbers that are happening right now. So I'm urging you to focus. If you've kind of been just kind of sitting and you got in and maybe you were waiting for spill, or, maybe you weren't sure about it, or maybe you've got other things going on, I want you to take some time and look at what else you have going on. And is that producing the result that you want in your life? If you're building something else, does it convert at 30, 70? We've got people converting at 90%. I convert at 81%. Does what you're doing convert over 30% of leads to customers inside of a week? If it doesn't, what are you doing? Does your company, whatever you're building, your product, your service, whatever, is it producing real paychecks for more than 5,000 people every single week? Is it producing multiple six-figure earners every single week? And does it cost less than $140 for the entire year? You cannot compare anything you're doing to this. And that's why I'm doing this video, because maybe you didn't realize it. It started to hit me, when Tim Miller had his, he did close to $100,000 a month, and now he's pretty much at that $100,000 a month. But it hit me, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? Here's a guy who built a business from a government phone in a, at a hotel somewhere that he never even tells anybody where he's at. He builds a $100,000 a month business for less than $140 a year total. It's just that started to really hit me. And then we started, now we're getting multiple six-figure earners every single week. We're paying 5,000 people every single week, brand new people every single week. We continue to convert at 30% lead to sale. I continue to convert over 80% lead to sale. We've got people who are doing 90%. But 30% all alone, after, over 1 million people have come through, is astounding. It's amazing. It's incredible. It's unheard of. So this is my call to action to you. Focus for the next 6, 12, 18 months. If there's something I can do to help you or this team can do to help you, please let us know. I don't want you to miss this. We are in a special place. 24 months from now is going to be a little bit harder to do what we're doing right now. But right now, you can focus here for 6 months and set yourself free for a decade. Turn 6 months into a decade's worth of income. You can do that right now based on where you're at. Your positioning in this company. If you've ever wanted to be first, if you've ever wanted to be in that massive momentum phase, you're in it. Now is the time to take advantage. Focus. Focus on LiveGOOD for a little bit. Focus just for 6 months and see what happens. Do nothing else except work your face off for 6 months at LiveGOOD and see what happens. I promise you'll want to work for another 6 months and then another 6 months. And 18 months in, it won't matter. You'll be free. It won't matter. You'll be free. And that's what it's all about. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I'm hoping that it will light a fire under you to give you some urgency and let you know exactly where you're at in the history of this company and exactly what that means to you for the future of your life. Love God, love people. If you need help, please reach out. Talk soon.